What's up, everybody? Hope everybody out there is living the dream, getting their hands on black and white, able to collect everything they want to collect, and spend as much money as they have that they want to throw out there. Right now, it's a crazy time to be a Pokemon fan, and I've got all kinds of thoughts and I've got all kinds of issues with what's going on right now. So I figured I would do a quick deep dive video into what the future looks like and what we're going to be doing here at Black Arrow and kind of what my thoughts are. Now, these are all opinions. I've got, facts to back up a lot of my thoughts, and some of them are just, what's it going to look like? It's all a guessing game. Nobody really knows, but we can follow the trends. We can see what it's been like for the last 25 years. We can see what it's been like for the last 3 years. We can see what it's been like for the last 6 months. It's all very trackable, easy to read and easy to watch trends. So please drop a like, subscribe to us. We're streaming right now on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Comment section is open. You guys are welcome to chat with me. I'll get to them when I can, and yeah, follow along. So I want to start out. I want to say what a lot of people here are thinking, and nobody wants to say out loud. The Pokemon TCG market is heading for a reckoning. This mega set, everybody's hyping like it's going to be the second coming of the base set. I don't know if that's true. It might just be the final nail in the coffin for modern value and modern collecting. Here's the reality: Pokemon is not building collectible sets anymore. They're building hype cycles. They're forcing these sets out as much as they can. We start with Black Bolt and White Flare. Those sets were massive, bloated. They're exhausting to collect. There's too many cards. There's a ton of them. By the time you finish the binder, Pokemon is already shoving the next set into your face, and you're probably late at that point because you're either not able to get your hands on the cards and the product that you need, or it's just too expensive. There's no breathing room. There's no build up. There's no magic to collecting the sets anymore. It's just product, product, product. Which I understand. It makes sense, but that's the problem. I think that there's too many sets. The brand is being diluted faster than ever. Years ago, you'd have a couple of solid sets. It would build anticipation. You'd have 6 months to breathe before the next set comes out. Now we're getting nearly monthly releases. It seems like whether it's a big set or a tiny set, it's like a Pokemon, factory line cranking out product just to keep the money flowing and not to kind of extend their legacy anymore is kind of my thought. This endless, churn and burn collectors, it's burning out the market, and I think it's burning out collectors, and they're pumping the market full of cards that a lot of people just don't want. I was really excited for Black Bolt and White Flare. I thought it was a neat idea to have rares of all these Pokemon and stuff like that. But we can see by the values that it wasn't there. It's too much, and that was a big problem that we had right off the bat. Is that it's too many cards. It's too expansive for the average collector. This is the first set now in 2025 that I'm not working towards a master set because it's just too much. I'll collect it at some point down the road. I haven't opened a single pack of Black Bolt or White Flare yet. Whereas usually, when these sets release, I'm ripping, 60, 70 packs right off the bat. So that didn't happen. I think that something that's really affected it, one of the biggest shifts that people aren't talking about or they've kind of forgotten about now from a collector's perspective is they're also not shipping in sealed cases anymore. We've seen that with Pokemon Center. We see that with Walmart. We see that with Target. It's very difficult to get those sealed cases. And when it comes to distribution is a whole nother thing. So if you've read any of my posts, we've had a really shitty time trying to get distribution because they don't want to work with us. They want to focus on the rip and ship. They want to focus on the rip and ship buyers, the people who can buy big and just crack packs and packs and packs and flip cards fast. Why? Because that means that the cash is coming directly and quickly to Pokemon. they don't have to worry about the middlemen. They don't have to worry about distribution and the lines, cranking down to the local game stores and the card shops and stuff like that. Rip and shippers, they don't hold product. They're not, well, most of them are not holding product. They're not collecting. They're there for the quick burn and turn, make money, keep cycling it back into the market, feeding the hype machine, keeping the sales numbers up, feeding whatnot, feeding Pokemon. That's where they want to put their time right now. Distribution's not looking for the people that are trying to build a business. They're looking for the biggest, fastest bang for buck, which I understand from a business perspective. How long is it going to last? How many more people need to get burnt out and completely scammed by whatnot before people really start to turn around? I've yet to use whatnot as a buyer, and I refuse to rip and ship. So I'm gonna miss that market, and I'm gonna miss how that works. But I'm comfortable with my choice. Um, and I think that because Pokemon is moving towards this quick flip, rip and ship mentality, I think they're really coming up with interesting ways to prevent collectors from collecting and to prevent collectors from seeing a lot of value in their collection. Um, More products are coming out without shrink wrap. That kind of got swept under the rug 2 months ago, or whenever it is that they announced that. It's not an accident. No plastic wrap, no plastic seal means fewer unopened boxes, which is going to raise that small percentage of people that can get their hands on it, but it means less pristine sealed products, less collectibles to be snagged for future investments and for retirement and for people who are filling their closets with stuff to resell or stuff to afford a house payment down the road. They want the hype and the excitement now, not years down the line when collectors cash out. Quality is tanking. We are getting more off-center cards, corners dinged out of fresh packs. Hollow patterns are dull and they're inconsistent. They're not being printed well. Worse, while the quality is declining, distribution prices are increasing. Boxes that used to, hit market and hit the street at $100, those same $100 boxes are now 190 to $310 at release in the open market. That's insane. It's insanity. And what are you paying more for? You're paying more for, more filler cards. You can see that with black and white. Bigger sets that are very difficult and very costly to complete, and worse production value. The quality is crap. It's like paying more for pizza and getting half the toppings and half the crust. You're literally just getting open air box. It's not good. It's not good. And there are a few collectible cards in these sets. I know everybody wants to talk about, so the next set, the mega set that's coming out, we've got our the return of what I'm gonna call our garbage mascot Charizard, our Lord and Savior to all collectors. Can we stop thinking that this is exciting? It's what's exciting about him? They parade him out so often that he's basically he's the Mickey Mouse of Pokemon. They just every time they need a little boost or they want to light the world on fire, they throw out Charizard. Oh, what are we gonna do? Charizard gets a new form. Oh, what are we gonna do? Charizard gets a new alt art. Oh, what are we gonna do? He gets a dark form. He gets new moves. He gets a new color. He gets a signature. He gets a new partner. He's overused, he's predictable, and it's safe, for them. Um, Safe doesn't move the needle long term. Safe is not what I would be doing. Pulling a Charizard nowadays in 2025 is like it's like finding a pumpkin spice latte in October. He's everywhere. They're everywhere. It's expected. You anticipate it. You know it's going to happen. If you've got 10 different Charizards in your binder, all from the last, let's call it 3 or 4 years. What are they gonna be worth in 10 years? Can you name me one that's going to be nearly as valuable as a Charizard from 10 years ago, 15 years ago? I don't think so. I think all these modern cards, a lot of them just aren't gonna hold their value, which is a bummer. Scarcity is at least gone with this current set with black and white. It's not scarce. There's too much of it out there, and it's too cheap. We're not getting endless reprints, but we're getting a lot of reprints, which is really, really good for the average collector. Um, Not great for the reseller market, not great for the regular sale market, because these packs are being trickled out to people like rip and shippers. Nonstop product means most of these cards will not be worth what you paid for them too, because there's just too many of them out there. Look at the numbers. So take a base set. Let's go back to Charizard. Okay, let's take a base set Charizard PSA 10. Right now, uh, you should be able to pick that up from somewhere from 180 to, $200,000. Okay, so a lot of money for a PSA 10. Compare that to the Evolving Skies Umbreon, the VMAX that came out, not the Moonbreon, the VMAX. That card peaked at about 1,100 bucks. Beautiful card, rare card. It's down over 35% in 3 years. That's not a helpful trend. That's a warning. That's a problem. Name one modern set in the last 5 years that's going to be anywhere near base set by 2040. All right, that's 15 years from now. Base set's been around for 25 years. Give me, let's go 2050. All right, 25 years from now. Name one set. Now, you guys are going to say, some of you are going to say Prismatic Evolutions, which I think that, sure, that might be the only modern set with a chance that in 25 years might be really, really valuable. Why? Because they leaned hard on nostalgia and they had a decent design. The cards are nice, but if that's your only bright spot, what does that say about the rest of the modern sets? Most of these sets are currently worth pennies, and they might continue to be worth pennies, and that's a bummer. 151, 151 is not a bad call. 151 is a decent set to say that, but you know why? Because it mirrors base set. Okay, and the problem with 151 is right now we're just getting, um, extra packs. We're not getting, the real collector items. We're not getting the ETBs, we're not getting the UPCs. Um, and do I still consider, yeah, I guess I'm gonna consider 151 modern still. I mean, modern is such a it's such a what makes modern, I don't know, but, 151 might be a good call. Um I'm still not excited. Why does that excite you? Or is it exciting? Or were you just trying to come up with one? Because I don't think that's exciting. 2 sets, let's call it 2 sets in 2 years. How many sets have they put out? I Haven't they put out 5 sets already, and we're only 8 months into 2025? That's a lot of sets to only have a couple of good, heavy hitters, I think. So, I don't know. I don't love that. That doesn't get me excited in my happy place. Not excited by that one. Um I wish I wish my comments were feeding into the video right now. I don't know why Facebook isn't feeding in. That's uh that's aggravating. It really should. God, it kills me with these Facebook comments. It's such garbage. Fortunately I saw you out of the corner of my eye, so anyways, prismatic evolutions. I'm gonna lean on that, thinking that that's one that if you're looking for a long term hold, I think that that's a decent one. Whereas let's go a little bit further back. Let's go to Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates. We'll keep parading out Charizard because everybody wants to talk about Charizard. That Hidden Fates Charizard GX came out at around 1,200 bucks. All right, that was a big card. That was a sexy card. That was an attractive card. It's under 500 now. Whereas a Fossil Dragonite PSA 10 has tripled in value from the beginning. Vintage continues to climb. Modern is leaking value. Modern is just it's not keeping up. Modern is the Pokemon Beanie Babies. I think you're gonna get a couple. You're gonna get 2, 3. You're gonna get a set here and there. You're gonna get a couple of cards that are really gonna to light the world on fire and stick with us, like the Moonbreon and the Sunbreon. They're sticking away for right now. Um, I think so too. Thank you for heading over there. I appreciate it. It's just so much easier for me to follow the comments. I can get YouTube and Twitch on the stream, but for whatever reason, Facebook they use a completely different system, and I'm using an app called Social Stream Ninja, which is supposed to get my Facebook comments into OBS, but it's it's garbage sometimes. So summarize modern values not good. Modern sets kind of easy to find right now, and if you can't find it, there are plenty of people that can, and you can now buy it aftermarket without destroying your bank like the previous sets. The previous sets, you had to pay double, triple MSRP on the third party market to be able to get them. Now the entrance fee for black and white is low. So if you're buying the new mega set and hoping that this is going to be like your future down payment on a house or a car at some point, you might be building the world's largest regret binder. I don't know. This set has Charizard going for it, which is great. We haven't had megas in a while, which is going to increase the value, but we don't know how much they're going to print. If they print as much of that as they did with Destin Rivals and Black and White, we could be in trouble long term as far as collecting value. Um, I'm not saying to step out. What I'm saying is we are not going all in on this next set. We went pretty deep with black and white. I'm recommending that if you are a hardcore Pokemon collector and you love it and you play it and it's part of your life and you've collected it forever, continue to collect. You're gonna find the product, you're gonna love it. There's enough artwork in there to make it look really nice. If you're a flipper, if you're a scalper, if you're someone trying to build a business, if you're somebody who built a business on the backbone of Pokemon in the last 2 years, um, it's time to diversify. It's time to step back, which is how I wanna end cap this video a little bit. That's what we're going to do. We are diversifying. I suggest you do the same. Buy what's cheap and hold on to it right now. If you can find it, and if you can find the Pokemon product for cheap, buy it, keep it, put it away. I don't think the storm is clearing anytime soon. I think that we're going to be with this for a little bit. I don't know if it's going to go further down from here. I think it probably will. But we'll see what it looks like when the prints of the mega sets come out in the end of September, I think. Maybe it's mid October, but we'll see what it looks like when those sets come out. And we'll see how many of these modern set reprints we really get over the next couple of months. Expand your portfolio. Now is the time. Be patient. Get ready to flip for profit when the market recovers. When is that going to be? I don't know, but everybody's got a closet in their house that they can fill with some of their Pokemon product right now that they can get for cheap or for market and or MSRP, which are very close together right now. Get it, store it. It's a marathon. This is not a sprint. Everybody who's sprinted over the last 2 years, a lot of them are sitting on a shitload of product right now that they spent way too much money for, that they're hoping is going to recover in a couple of years, and it probably will. I mean, I think Pokemon's still a fantastic long-term investment, but if you're building a business around Pokemon right now and that's a major part of your business, start looking elsewhere. You're in trouble. Now, here's a challenge for all of you guys who are watching me, guys and gals. While we wait for Pokemon to bounce back, what else should we be looking into collecting and flipping for your retirement? What else can you build? What other aspects of your business can you add and capitalize on right now while the Pokemon market is kind of in a lull to make sure that you can make it to the next up, the next swing? What other markets, what other hobbies have strong long term potential that can support you until this hobby eventually finds its footing again. Don't sit there and wait for this magic to happen. Somebody's probably not going to give you all the answers. I'm not. I don't know all the answers. I'm trying to figure out what we can do. Fortunately, we don't have all of our eggs in the Pokemon basket. I make a tremendous amount of Pokemon content and Pokemon videos. It's not a major part in our business. It's a really fun part of our business, and we've gotten through a lot of highs on it. But we got to figure out what to do when there's a low. And fortunately, it's not all we do. Um, Diversify, research, position yourself for multiple wins. You need lots of streams of income. You can't depend on one thing. If the Pokemon market is stormy and shitty right now, your smartest move will be to find other avenues to grow. All right. That's it. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. I want to do more deep dives like this and more honesty videos on kind of what I think is happening. Your support really helps us and really helps me bringing, the honest takes and valuable info. Kind of the stuff I want to do. So remember, every move counts. Grow your name, master your game. Whether you're here to collect for passion or profit, roll with the punches like we have to do right now. Um, and that's it. I'm Rob from Black Arrow Collectibles. I'll see you on the next one.